who unleashed it ought to be held accountable. Do you think this ought to be a political issue?
Well, it certainly is.
I mean, ought to be people naming names?
Absolutely, and I think political and criminal.
I'd like to know what Senator Harkin has to say about this.
Right.
I really would like to know what he has to say. Like some reporter who he will actually talk to ought to ask him this question sometime soon.
I agree.
Let's go to Dennis. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning.
Hi.
First, I'd like to just congratulate the congressman on his excellent effort. Thank God there's one or two people that still have some brain left in Washington. I heard something this morning. I was listening to another show and called in before 9 o'clock, and I understand that a part of this bill that no one heard about is that there is a provision in that loans that are made coming up now will have per $1,000, so much will be set aside up to $420 that the state can then adjudicate to whether it's Acorn or with the Spanish one. I can't tell you what the name of the Spanish one is now.
La Raza?
La Raza. It can donate to either one of those up to $420 per loan will go to them, and that's still in that bill as today.
Is that correct?
I'm not familiar with that provision. The big battle certainly was to get the whole $20 billion giveaway to Acorn out, and John Boehner, the Republican leader, backed by Senator McCain, got that provision out, the tamp-down provision, which would basically is a blank check to trial lawyers. They got those provisions taken out. Now, I think you're talking about maybe a state provision there rather than the federal.
All right. Hey, thank you very much, Dennis. Appreciate it. This is Larry. Good morning, Larry. You're talking with Congressman Latham.
Yes, I had a question for Congressman Latham. I'm no economist, but I do value the opinion of Neil Harrell, the economist from Iowa State. I just wondered what Congressman Latham thought we should do, because after reading Neil Harrell, he said this was the thing to do. Otherwise, all the credit would freeze up. What do you think, Congressman?
Well, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We lost 2,000 points, $8 trillion of value last week in the stock market. Anyone who thinks that this is about the Dow Jones Industrial Average doesn't understand what the problem is. It's about credit. It's as much a credit issue as it is a confidence issue. And when people can't trust each other right now, no one has a valuation of their assets. That's what we've got to go after. And we've got to go after the folks, number one, that did this in the first place as far as an investigation, whether it's criminal charges. There's certainly fraud as far as I'm concerned. Also, we've got to regulate these non-regulated, like these credit default swaps, get rid of them if we can, but certainly have them regulated, not just be a casino bet. We've got to have oversight with real teeth in it as far as Wall Street's concerned. But certainly the issue is confidence, is equity, is credit. And that, I think, was best addressed on a worldwide basis this weekend without putting at risk $700 billion of Iowans' tax dollars to bail out some greedy people who are on Wall Street.
Is there any constitutional provision that entitles the federal government to create a Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac at all?
No, there's nothing constitutional. I'm sure that some people would, the general welfare provisions, but...
Don't make me come over there.
I know, Jan.
A brief timeout back in a... We just have moments remaining with Congressman Tom Latham. We have a lot of people who want to ask you this basic question. I think I can summarize a lot of people's questions this way. Accountability. Will these people ever be held accountable for the damage they've done the rest of us, politically or illegally or any other way?
Well, we need to have, and we've called for FBI investigation. Certainly, the government itself should look at every aspect of this, whether it be criminal, whether it be civil. I mean, it is outrageous.
Well, these investigations have any legs at all, given a power shift, depending on who's elected president during the next.
Right.
They're not going to have any. If Democrats retain control here, or even the presidency, how motivated are they going to be to hold anybody accountable?
It's going to be difficult because they have been protecting, the Chris Dodds, the Barney Franks of the world have been protecting these people for years and years and almost forced them into not having any accountability to make all these outrageous bets. And it's going to be hard for them to now say, well, I'm going to go after my friends like that.
Congressman Latham, thank you for joining us here.
Thank you, Jan.
And thank you for your vote. I appreciated that. Obviously, a lot of Iowans did, too.
You bet. Thank you.
Right after the news, just the two of us, we're going to talk with some folks who think we ought to change our smoking